Hello there everyone and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program Better Than Starting Manned. We are back and we are going to start preparing our mission to Moho. Let's just confirm something before we start. We indeed have the exploration mission for Moho, which is worth a fair solid penny, 350 plus about another 200,000 for these 4 side missions. So it's pretty much a conclusion of everybody who has advised me that this is what I need. I need new solar panels because these weigh half as much as the current ones, which weigh, hold on, where are they? No, there they are. This weighs 0.5, these weigh 0.25. So yeah, they weigh half, they have half the weight, the same electrical output. 54 per hour. So yeah, that is the best use of my science here, and that's the use we're going to put it to.
2, 1,
because,
mark.
As I was saying before I rudely interrupted myself with an Alt-Tab, these will make designing redesigning our ship much, much easier. Which is actually a process I started on off camera last night. We had company over, so I couldn't record, so I just picked away at a little bit of prep work here. So I took the Eve Explorer, Mark II, ripped off the, yanked off the extra lander, the one with all the parachutes on it, and the heat shields and all that jazz, because we're not going to need that now, and applied a bit more fuel to the landing stage for the moment, but basically a removable chunk of fuel. I don't know that I'm going to actually need this extra RCS. In fact, I suspect I will want to get rid of that. This has already been disabled. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, so what we're going to remove today is this monstrosity right here. So we started, just for reference sake, when I started, the Eve lander was 962 tons. This thing is now 958 tons without those parts that I just removed. And now we are going to pop off this all right here. We're going to put on a larger decoupler because that'll make the ship actually stronger. And then we attach this back on here. The whole thing is now 948 tons. Okay. Which means we are getting well below that. Now we need to put our new solar panels on. Now let's see. 54 per hour. They produce the same amount. What's different is the size and shape. Well, there's absolutely no sources of shade above us there. 1x6 and 2x3. Well, let's have a look. Now we're going to want to put... We don't want to fly these down to the surface, so... Apparently, I can't show how they look deployed. But my instinct is we want the larger extent ones. These are the 1x6s. Now, let me think. We only have 1 probe core on this now. Well, 2 if you include this little mess down here, but... this one up here, the Octo Mark I, uses 1.98 per minute. Now, of course, I have to do these calculations every time, but this time it'll be much easier. 1.98 per minute times 60 minutes is 118 per hour. Divided by 54 per hour means we need at least 2.2, but we also want to have batteries recharging. So 6 will probably be a very solid number. Of course, those... Well, alright, we'll see what we can do about placing these so that they don't clip things. So there's 6. So 4 would be twice. Yeah, I think 6 is an excellent number. We'll put them right here on the top of that. I mean, I guess I could go with 8. Okay, so 950. 950 is the magic number. Now, just to go with our knowledge here. If we yank off everything below here, this is the part that really matters. This thing here was rated... What do we rate that launcher to? Let me find it. The highest rated launcher we have was a 120 ton. Is that it right there? Yes. Okay, that's our 100. No, we need to get rid of this. There we go. So this is a 120 ton lifter. And it weighs 850? 845 tons. And it's rated to lift 120 tons. So this weighs 105 tons. Now, I found this... Now what we need is to do some math. So let's do some math. That's what we really need to do today. So to figure out the delta V of a ship, and we're going to start by assuming that we're going to fire these engines first. Actually, yeah, it's set to fire these separately. Now they're very, very weak engines, so that's probably not the way it's going to play out. But they're LV909s. Now if I had the fuel hose lines, which I don't because I invested in solar, we'd just use these as radial tanks and have them flow into this center one. But since we don't... Alright, LV909, 909, there you are. Max thrust 50, ISP 390 in a vacuum. So 390 times 4. Alright. So assuming this is you guys can confirm that I'm doing this the right way. So I'm saying we're going to fire all 4 of these engines together. Their ISP is 390 in the vacuum, so 390 times 4 is 1560 is the ISP of this of the stage. 1560. Now the full mass is 105.5 tons. We're just going to round to the nearest tenth. Now let's just save this as math version. Come on, stop. Oh my gosh, really? There we are. Okay. So there's the math version. Now, if I take these and drop them to 0, we will then know the weight of this ship empty. I just hope it drops all of these to 0. Yep, it did. Okay, so after it's 81.5 tons, now the delta V of a ship stage is calculated as the specific impulse. Well, okay, first we need to know the natural logarithm of all things. Yep, and I do have that on my phone, so that's good. Of the value 105.5 divided by 81.5 is equal to 0.2581. So that is then multiplied by the specific impulse. So it's the specific impulse times 9.81 times 0.2581 gives us a delta V of 3,949 from just these 4 thrusters. If my math is right. Now that sounds like a lot, which makes me suspicious of my math. But maybe you guys can tell me if that sounds reasonable. I think it sounds a little bit excessive. 4,000, nearly 4,000 delta V just from these 4 outer engines. Now granted, they're very, very slow engines, so that might be why I feel like it's a little off. But this is assuming that when you're using the ISP, this ISP value here, you add the 4 separate ISPs together. Now the Poodle, again going with the same thing, has an ISP of, again, 390 in the vacuum, which is really making me think that that number I've just used, quoted, is off a little. But maybe not. Maybe it's not. or there's another number that I have to worry about here, and that's the part that really has me concerned. So just going with, let's just open the, we'll just save the math ship here and open up the main one. So this is the part where I am not, I don't know the math. I can, you know, I can look at the formulas and crunch the numbers just like you saw me do right there, but at the end of the day, I really don't completely understand the rocket equations. Oh, that's weird. Huh. Wonder why that happened. Okay, well, it's a good thing we have a subassembly that is the 120-ton lifter. All ready to go. That's weird, though, that it disappeared. I didn't think I'd made that go away, but I might have made a mistake. It happens. Okay. Now, if anybody else thinks that's horrifically dangerously unstable, you're probably right, which is why we are going to go... All right. Where is that? Those to there? No. No, come on. Come on. All right, fine. We'll do it that way then. Come on. Are you really not going to let me... Okay, we'll go over by one. You to there. And you to there. All right, that anchors that. Lots and lots of connections there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we go. Come on. There we go. All right. So what we could do... There we go. That's a whole bunch of extra mounts, but that'll do. Okay, so knowing that this is 105 tons, this thing's theoretically capable of 120, what we could do is just pop on an extra ring of fuel here. Just a little bit more. Now, what do we say? 105. So if we threw on an extra 9-ton tank here, that would probably give that Poodle engine enough extra juice, plus this here, plus... Yeah, I mean, the burn to Moho is a long one, but it's not that much longer than the other ones we've done. Now, what we do need to do is we need to clean up this gong show that is our staging, because as you can see, everything has gone horrifically, horrifically wrong. Ooh, that's also just a little bit low. Please don't be stuck in the ground. Oh my gosh, she's still stuck in the ground. That's a little hard without the... Uh-oh. Okay, phew, that was close. Alright, well, let's start with stage 1 here. Those are... Okay. All stage 1 stuff to the bottom. All of our stabilizers. Our stage 1 engines. These engines. Have a sneaking hunch those are not the ones we want right now. Okay, these are part of the radial decoupling system here. Alright, we'll just move this up here. This up here for now. And this up here, because all we're doing in stage 2 is decoupling the radial part of this. So this should be right there. Alright, that takes those off. That fires the outer engines and the lower engines. Good. Now stage 3 is a 4... these 4 right here. These 4 engines right here. And nothing else. Stage 5 is this 1 engine right here and those 4 engines right here. So this and this. But we shouldn't theoretically need those till we're actually in orbit. Okay, and then we've got the radial decouplers and the first Poodle engine. And then we have the first landing stage. And way the heck up there we have that decoupler and the second landing stage. Alright, that one should be up a little higher. Actually, it should be with this one right here, shouldn't it? Decouple that, fire the engine, decouple that, decouple these, fire the engine. That engine also might get activated manually, depending on how my burn is going. In fact, it probably will. But I'm just going to have to plan around a very long burn. Like, so it's going to be a long haul burn. Okay, so at 959 tons, this now weighs 3 tons less than our original Eve lander, but with 2 new 9-ton tanks of fuel on it, plus an extra engine right here. Not exactly how I'd hoped. This is not taking me as long as I'd... See, that number for that delta V calculation has me really nervous. Let me just double check that calculation for the ISP. It's 390 times 4. 1,560. Now let me just check the weight of this now. 114. So we're gonna... So 114, 105. Let's just check. 105.5 minus 81.5. This will save me from pulling that fuel out. Is 24 tons of fuel. So 114? Yeah, 114.5 divided by 81.5 is 1.404. Get me that natural logarithm. Um, 114.5. Oh, 24. 24.4? I think so. No, okay, no, okay, hold on. I've made a mistake. Let's just do this one more time. 105.5 minus 81.5 is 24 tons of fuel exactly. Okay. 114.5 minus 24 is 90.5. 114.5, no, we need the natural logarithm. 114.5 divided by 90.5 is 0.235. Okay. Now 1560 times 9.81 times 0.235 is 3,596 delta V for these 4 outer engines. Now, based on what I have researched about Moho, that should be enough with the when you factor in this central stack and this landing stack, even without the atmosphere. I mean, it won't be, you know, bursting with extra fuel, but it won't be exactly a slouch. Now, one thing I could do to the design would be to switch this to 4 smaller radial engines instead of... Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Okay, guys. I know it was a bit of a short episode today, but I'm desiring your feedback on this. I think this will do a Moho mission. But if you think I've missed something really, really seriously critical, please let me know. Your feedback has been absolutely fantastic, and I've really enjoyed discussing this ship designs with everyone. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.